Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm Kerry. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet a rabbit, which was a request I received. When crocheted using 8-ply yarn and a 3mm hook, this large one, the size is 7 centimeters wide by 9 centimeters, or 2 3/4 inches wide by 3.5 inches. The medium rabbit, crocheted using 4-ply crochet cotton and a 1.5mm hook, is 5 centimeters wide by 6 centimeters, or 2 inches wide by 2.5 inches. The small rabbit, crocheted using 2-ply crochet cotton and a 1mm hook, is 3 centimeters wide by 5 centimeters, or 1 1/4 inches wide by 2 inches. I'll be using Catona cotton, so the size will be slightly smaller than this one. I'll tell you the size at the end of the video. I'll be doing mine in pink today. This one was worked using 4-ply pink baby yarn. I'll be using Catona cotton. I've got 246 Icy Pink and 106 Snow White. I've got a 2.5mm crochet hook, scissors, a darning needle to weave in the ends, and you could use some white thread to stitch the tail on, but I'll just leave a bit of a longer tail at the end of my work to use to stitch the tail on. Now for the body and head, I've got my 246 Icy Pink, and we start with 8 chain. Now for row 1, we're going to work different stitches to get the curved bottom. Now we're going to start with a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. That's a double crochet using UK terms. For a single crochet, we put the hook into the second chain from the hook and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook and take the hook with this yarn at the end through both loops. Then we work 1 half double crochet in the next chain. That's a half treble using UK terms. For a half double crochet, put the yarn around the hook, hook into the next chain and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook and take the hook with the yarn at the end through the 3 loops. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet in the following chain. That's a treble using UK terms. For a double crochet, put the yarn around the hook, hook into the next chain and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook, take the hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops, yarn around the hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops. Then we work 1 treble in the next chain. That's a double treble using UK terms. For a treble, put the yarn around the hook twice, hook into the next chain and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook, take the hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops, yarn around the hook, hook through the next 2 loops, yarn around the hook, hook through the last 2 loops. Then we work 1 double crochet into the next chain. That's a treble using UK terms. Then 1 half double crochet into the following chain and 1 single crochet into the last chain. And the bottom curves. For row 2, we start with 1 chain and turn. We work 2 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. And 2 single crochet into our last stitch. For row 3, we start with 1 chain and turn and work 1 single crochet into each of the 9 stitches. Sorry about the dogs next door, they're very yappy. For row 4, we start with 1 chain and turn. We're going to work a joined single crochet over the first 2 stitches. So we put our hook into the first stitch and bring up a loop, and hook into the next stitch and bring up a loop. We've got 3 loops on the hook. We put the yarn around the hook and take the hook with the yarn at the end through all the loops. Then we work 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. And we work a joined single crochet over the last 2 stitches. For row 5, we start with 1 chain and turn, and we work 1 single crochet in each of the 7 stitches. For row 6, we start with 1 chain and turn. We work a joined single crochet over the first 2 stitches. One single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And a joined single crochet over the last 2 stitches. For row 7, we start with 1 chain and turn and work 1 single crochet in each of the 5 stitches. For row 8, we start with 1 chain and turn. We work a joined single crochet over the first 2 stitches. 1 single crochet into the next stitch and a joined single crochet over the last 2 stitches. For row 9, we start with 1 chain and turn. We work 3 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and 3 single crochet into the last stitch. For row 10, we start with 1 chain and turn. We work 2 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches, and 2 single crochet into the last stitch. For row 11 we start with 1 chain and turn and work 1 single crochet in each of the 9 stitches. For row 12 we start with 1 chain and turn. We work a joined single crochet over the first 2 stitches. One single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. And a joined single crochet over the last 2 stitches. For row 13 we start with 1 chain and turn. We work a joined single crochet over the first 2 stitches. One single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And a joined single crochet over the last 2 stitches. For row 14 we start with 1 chain and turn. We work a joined single crochet over the first 2 stitches. One single crochet in the next stitch and a joined single crochet over the last 2 stitches. Now that's the rabbit done except for the neatening row and the ears. Now for the neatening row I like to start with 1 chain and then we're just going to work 1 slip stitch in each stitch down around the head, the body and up to this corner here. For a slip stitch we put our hook into a stitch near the side, not too far from the edge, and bring her through a loop and take it straight through the loop on the hook. So hook into the stitch, bring through a loop and take it straight through the loop on the hook. And try not to pull your work too tight so your work stays flat. Now I'm just at the side of the head, so we're going to work the first ear now. We start with 9 chain. We work 1 half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 chain. That's a treble using UK terms. Now to get this bend, we're going to work 2 double crochet and 1 half double crochet into the next chain. So 2 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet in that next chain, and then work 1 single crochet in each remaining chain. It can be a bit hard to get into the next chain. And then slip stitch into the first stitch along the top of the head, and then slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches on the head, and work 11 chain for the next ear. We work 1 half double crochet in the second chain from the hook, 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 chain, Now to make our ear bend the other way, we're going to work a joined double crochet over the next 3 chain. So we put the yarn around the hook, hook into the next chain and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook, and take the hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops. Then yarn around the hook, hook into the following chain and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook, hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops. There's 3 loops on the hook. We put the yarn around the hook, hook into the next chain and bring up a loop, yarn around the hook, and take the hook with this yarn at the end through 2 loops. Then yarn around the hook and take the hook with the yarn at the end through all the loops. Then work 1 single crochet into each remaining chain. And then slip stitch in the chain we did before the neatening row and fasten off. I like to leave a bit of a tail because when I'm weaving in the ends, I like to just make sure my ears are bending enough, so I'll weave them a little bit closer in. So that's the rabbit part. Now for the tail, I've got my 106, the Snow White, and we make a magic loop. There's lots of ways to make a magic loop, so make it how you feel most comfortable. I just put my hook on the yarn, bring the short end over the hook and then the long end over the short end to make a circle. Then yarn around the hook and bring my hook with the yarn at the end through the circle. Then we work 1 chain and 1 single crochet into our circle. Then work 1 chain and 1 single crochet into the circle. Work 1 chain and 1 single crochet into the circle. Then 1 chain and 1 single crochet into the circle, and we'll do one more, 1 chain and 1 single crochet into the circle, and then work 1 chain. Then we pull our circle tight, so we take hold of this tail and just ease it in as tight as you can, and join with a slip stitch in the first chain and fasten off. I'm going to leave a longer tail to just stitch the tail down. I won't weave it in when I weave in the other ends. So that's the pieces done. I'll just weave in the ends except for this one, and I'll be back and we'll put it together. There's the pieces. We've got the rabbit and the tail. All we have to do is stitch the tail in the center about there. So I'll do that and I'll be back to show you the finished rabbit. There's the finished rabbit. The size is 6 centimeters wide by 7 centimeters, or 2 1/4 inches wide by 2 3/4 inches. If you've liked my video, please like, subscribe and share. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Patreon. The details are in the description below, along with the details of my website where I have my patterns and the details of my Facebook group. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.